You guys, it's your girl, the Mocha Princess, and I'm back with another mother freaking video. I look a hot mess, so don't mind me. I'm gonna get all this fixed later. But for now, we are going to talk about a very, very serious topic. So, yes, I don't have a title down below, like usually, like how I say, because I don't really know, like, what I'm gonna title this video exactly, but it's just it's on a very serious topic. And for everybody, I need you guys to make sure that you do watch this video with your parents. Or you can just wait until the parents part comes up and then bring your parents. But I would probably want your parents to be with you when they watch this as well. So, without further ado, I'm not going to talk too much. We're going to get right into this serious topic. Okay, so, yes, today I am here with my best friend because she helped me with this, complication of how to break things down to be able to discuss this thing with you guys. So we're here to talk about some serious topics about kids side and parents side. Basically, we're just going to explain to you guys what's some things that just need to be better for our generation, for the next generation, just to better help people now and later. Also to better to help the parents, because nowadays some of the parents don't even know what's going on or what's wrong, or same vice versa when it comes to the kids. Okay. So we're gonna start with the kids side first. I'm just gonna label out certain things, and we're just gonna go back and forth basically discussing on the topic. So as far as kids right now, number one, we stated that kids, when I say kids, I don't just mean little ones. Yeah. I mean kids from babies on up to teenagers, at least to the age of 18, because you're still living in your parents' house. So, hold on, interruption. Okay, so as we were saying, sorry, we had a minor interruption. So the first one we chose was be patient, because basically I just feel like as kids we can be very impatient. And it's you gotta understand, things take time. Everything can't be done when you want it to be. As far as your parents, sometimes they can't do things right when you need them to. You just gotta be, more patient and just wait. Because sometimes it's better to wait than to rush a situation. Yeah. Anything else?
I was gonna say, your parents not going to be able to do everything that you want them to do at that moment. They have stuff that they're trying to figure out, and they're trying
Sorry, we had another interruption. Okay, so second one would be more respectful, guys, because it's I know it can be hard sometimes dealing with certain situations, to be respectful to your parents and just not get out of hand.
Yeah, but being disrespectful is not really going to get you anywhere. It's just going to get you in more trouble with the parent or anyone else that you're really talking to. So
yeah, because being disrespectful, it doesn't get you a long way at all, because being disrespectful, it shows the type of person that you are, and it calls out your character. And being somebody that's disrespectful, you don't want that to be known for you under your name going as far as anywhere, because nobody likes a disrespectful person. Nobody likes anybody to be rude and nasty to people, especially when it comes to working and stuff. You can't be rude and disrespectful, because you'll lose your job, you'll get fired. So being rude, just as far as working, friends, family, parents, doesn't matter. Just, guys, please work on being more respectful, because disrespect is just, it really is something that is not good to have throughout life, because it like she said, it gets you nowhere. It doesn't. Third one we got is be more open. So the reason why we chose be more open is because we do know, as younger kids and older kids, it is hard to talk to your parents sometimes. But it's also a good thing to talk to your parents. Because you never know what's going on, and you never know what you can get help with. You never know if they actually know what you're going through and probably can help you deal with it.
I know there's some topics that you can get like uncomfortable talking about with your parents.
Yeah.
I had issues with that. But I had to learn to get over like the awkwardness and just talk to my mom about it. There's no real tips on how you can like get over that. You just have to take a leap of faith that they won't judge you because they are your parents. So,
right. And yeah, just like she said, you just gotta figure out a way to, just get the strength to be able to walk to your parents and be like, look, I gotta talk to you about this.
Yeah.
Because whether it seems embarrassing or not, you can get help. Especially if it's a problem, like something's wrong. Yeah. You really need to tell them, because there's some things that parents do know that can help you in certain situations. Yeah. And also being more open is because it's to help your mental state. Yeah. Because when you're so closed in, you're hurting yourself.
Yeah. And if they don't know that anything's wrong, they're not going to be able to help you. So it's best if you let them know.
Yeah. And that's the problem for some kids, because the fact that you don't tell your parents anything, your mindset automatically thinks, oh, well, my parents don't understand, or my parents don't want to help me. It's not that. It's just the fact that you're so closed in, they're not sure how to help you because you didn't tell them anything.
Yeah. And then another thing that, like, I've learned is that when you don't tell someone about it, and you don't acknowledge that there's an issue and go to someone about it, you start in your own mind thinking that there isn't an issue at all. And that's not a healthy thing to do, because like if there's an issue, like a very obvious issue, and you think that nothing's wrong and you're perfectly fine, then eventually you're going to crash and burn and everything's going to go to hell.
Yeah, and it's going to become a big, big problem. And that's one of the main things in our generation that we had growing up. A lot of our kids and stuff, they basically grew up with bad mindsets and messed up mental states because they had nobody to talk to, or they felt like they had no one to talk to because they was so closed in. They didn't open up at all. They just fought all their demons and all of their problems on their own, knowing that they couldn't fix it. And that's one thing, like she said, first step to doing something like that is admitting that you do have an issue or a problem. Because if you don't admit it, you can never fix it.
And I guess that comes on with, like, another thing with, like, because I know my grandmother and my mom, like, don't understand a lot, like, when kids make, like, the dark humor jokes, like, about mental health and stuff like that. And it's because growing up, it was normalized for us. Like, people openly talked about it. And since it wasn't actually, like, talked about as, like, an issue, because people didn't talk about it as an issue. They talked about, like,
as if it was a game.
As if it was a game. And it wasn't until sophomore year that I really figured out that it was like a big problem for me, because I actually started talking to someone about it as like not just a joke, but as like I'm actually feeling this.
Yeah.
So
yeah, guys, just please try to be more open. It can help a lot of people. It can help you, because we have lost a lot of lives this year as well, pertaining to not being able to open up to people around you guys. So please.
And if you see anyone else that you think might be like actually feeling these things, don't feel like scared to like step out and talk to them about it, or try to like get someone who you know is capable of helping them.
Yeah, and don't bully them either, because guys, you never know what they're going through. So if you're willing to help, please do. And if you need help, please go get it. Please. Number 4 would be more grateful. Yeah. Be more grateful, because guys, life is very short. You have to be happy for what you have. Because it's a lot of kids out here that's not like us, that's not like you, that may not have half of the things that you do. And I understand there's much more out here in this world that you want and that you want to get and you want to receive. But you got to think of it this way. What you don't have is another opportunity for someone to get what you don't have. Because the fact that you have so much already, whatever you want that you can't have, you shouldn't be upset about it, because it's giving more opportunities to the kids that don't have it.
And another thing is, we don't have much time, and we don't know when our time personally ends. Like, it could be tomorrow, it could be in 25 years, it could be until we're like 123.
Right.
But just take everything you have, the people you have, your family, your friends, anything that you might hold close to your heart, and be grateful that you have that. And don't waste your time thinking about what you could have had, what you could have had, or what you want, because that's just wasting so much time that you don't have to waste.
Yeah, so just like, please be more grateful and be happy for what you do have, and don't focus on what you don't have. Because it's important for you to think of not just yourself. Don't be selfless. You got to think of other, like, things outside of you, because like I said, there are many kids still outside of this world that just don't have it like we do.
Yeah.
And not saying that we have a lot, but I'm just saying we have something. And a lot of these kids out here don't have anything at all. Some people don't even have a place to stay.
Yeah.
So guys, please just be more grateful for what you have, because it's good that you even have things. It's good that your parents can even get you things. It's good that you have money. It's good that you have a place to stay, somewhere to sleep.
We put this underneath the kids category, but I think this could be said for, honestly, anyone. It could be kids, parents, anyone who doesn't have kids.
Yeah, it could be meant for anybody, but I just personally felt like it needed to hit home mostly on the kids side, because I as a kid, I know this because I used to think this way. I used to think that, well, if they can have this, why can't I? But then I got to think, I do have things of my own too, though. And there's kids out here that don't have those things, that wish they did.
I really think that mentality of be grateful what you have comes with experience and growing up and maturing.
Yeah.
Like, granted, there's still some adults who don't, like,
that don't know
like that, but, like...
But yeah, so it can go for just anyone. Everybody should be grateful for what you do have, regardless if you don't have everything you want. Please just be grateful in general. Yeah. But I just really want the kids out there to know that it's more to it than just material things. So just be grateful for what you have, including your parents, like your family, because not everybody has a family, and some people's kids are out here all by themselves. Yeah. So, because I do know some kids that haven't been so grateful about having their family members, and they hate certain people in their family, and they wish they had somebody different. But please be glad that God even gave you parents, because honestly, some people don't have any, and they're out here struggling on their own, even as little kids. Yeah. So just be grateful, y'all. Number 5 is don't be sneaky. Guys, guys, please don't be sneaky. I'm saying this because, not that I've done a lot of sneaky stuff, but I've done some stuff in my past, but I'm telling you guys, please don't be sneaky, because the thing about it is, being sneaky not only can get you in a lot of trouble, it can put you in positions that you shouldn't have even been in the first place.
It can get you in very bad.
Like, I'm not just saying, oh, your parents catch you and then you get a whooping. No, bro. No, there's stuff out here where you can put yourself in a position where you can end up in jail. You can end up missing something crazy.
You can end up dead.
Yeah. Like, so, guys, please don't be sneaky. If anything, like, if you want to do something that bad, please get permission from anybody at all. Make sure somebody knows what you're doing, where you're going, what time,
who you're with.
Yeah, who you're with, when you're coming back. Please give somebody your information, because if you're being sneaky and then nobody knows what's going on,
where you're at, who you're with, then
so many bad things can happen.
You can't get help, even if, like...
And then I'm not just saying because tell them who you're with and all that too, because I'm not saying, oh, well, the people that you're with is not going to help you. But then again, the people that you're with can betray you. And you can be the one stuck and they're gone.
And it's not even that. Something could happen to the person you're with. Like, they could get injured and you don't have a way to get back to where you need to be. And you don't have cell service.
Yeah. It's any kind of case, any kind of scenario can happen when you're being sneaky. And I'm just telling you this because a lot of kids had a bad thing happen to them being sneaky. Yeah. Not saying that there's good in being sneaky, because some people, they have made it out of a sneaky situation. But don't do it.
Don't test your luck.
Yeah, don't. Because more than likely, there's a 99.9999999% that a whole situation can just go down bad within a second. So please, whatever you do, if you want to do something that bad, please let somebody know. Anybody. Because you never know what can happen to you, them, or wherever you're at. Stuff can go down no matter what you do. So please be careful and please don't be sneaky, guys.
Yeah.
It's just not worth it.
Yeah.
Okay, number 6 is stop lying, guys. Please stop lying, because honestly, just like being sneaky, lying can get you in some really bad and tough situations, man. When you lie, people can't help you. When you lie, people can't trust you. So it's just like you're putting yourself in a deep hole, because when you become a liar, it's hard for people to want to, help you out in certain situations, because they never know when you're lying to them. Yeah. They never know when there's a serious situation. So, like, lying is just, it's not a good thing to do.
Yeah.
I know sometimes you have to lie, but if you don't have to, seriously have to, like in a case where somebody's asking you about where you live at or something, then that's okay to lie, because you don't know this person. Don't tell them that.
Yeah.
But if it's something small, like if your mom asks you, like, hey, did you break this? Don't lie and say, no, you didn't. Because then when she finds out you did, you know what's going to happen? You're going to get in trouble. Or, for instance, you can tell your mom, hey, I want to go to this amusement park or something like that with my friends or whatever. Is that cool? And she says yes, but that's not really where you're going. Don't do that.
Yeah.
Because if you go somewhere that you didn't tell her you were going.
Yeah, this goes along the lines a lot with
yeah. Like, if you lie about, hey, I'm going here, and then you're not, bad things can happen to you.
You're going to have to, like, call her, and she's going to be like, why are you here?
Right.
You told me you were going to be going here.
Not even just that. If something happens to the point where you're missing or whatever, she's going to be able to tell the police, hey, this is where she said she was going. But mind you, she doesn't know where you went at all. Mm-hmm. So then how are they going to find you if you need help?
Yeah. Because
you lied. So guys, please try to be more truthful. Don't lie so much. Only lie when you have to, guys. Not saying to lie. Don't take and twist my words. Don't lie, guys. Don't do that. Only if it's something serious. Mm-hmm. Okay, number 7. Make sure you follow your dreams, guys.
Yeah.
Please, because one thing you don't want to do is grow up regretting not doing what you've always wanted to do.
Yeah.
Because it's a lot of people out here that are grown now, and they think back on their life like, I could have done so much more than what I'm doing right now.
Yeah.
Or I could have had the opportunity to do this and do that and do this. And you don't want to be that type of person to live throughout your life and do nothing you've always wanted to do. Because you're going to have so many regrets. And you don't want to live your life with regrets. So, guys, follow your dreams. Whatever you want to do, believe in yourself, because you can do it. You can do anything you put your mind to. Nobody's dumb, nobody's stupid, nobody's slow, nobody's too anything to do what they want to do. If you feel like, hey, I want to be a veterinarian, just look into it. Study stuff. I mean, hey, go see if your mom can buy you an animal to take care of and do, little treatments and stuff on. Make sure you go and when you're done with school, look into jobs for it. Look into like internships. Do stuff like that. Yeah. If you want to be a fashion designer, hey, start drawing. Get you some sketchbooks, colors, pencils, all that. Just do what you need to do when it comes to stuff that you want to do for your career, for your life, for your dreams. Do what you want to do. You can do it.
Do what you want to do, how you want to do it. Because if you don't do it how you want to do it, then it's just going to get old to you. Mm-hmm. You're going to stop wanting to do it. You're going to wish you didn't try to go into it.
Yeah.
Because if you're doing it a certain way and it's just doesn't feel right to you, change the way you're doing it. Mm-hmm. Like, say you want to do music, but you don't know what kind of music. Switch it around. Do varieties of music.
Yeah, look into it. See what you want to do. Also, with that being said about chasing your dreams, never let anyone tell you you can't chase your dreams. Never let anyone shut you down from doing what you want to do as far as your dreams and your career and your life. Because you got to remember something. This is your life. You only have one. Take your time and do what you have to do to get through. I don't care if your parents tell you, you can't do that because you too this and too. Don't listen to that. Because regardless, I do understand that they're your parents, but when it comes to your life decisions, that's your choice to make, not theirs. Because they can't live your life for you.
No.
So please, don't take people's negativity and turn it into, oh, well, yeah, I can't this and I can't that and I can't. Never say can't, because you can.
Yeah, no, because I still do this because, like, throughout middle school and some parts of high school, I was always told that I couldn't do certain things, like music, singing. People told me that I could not sing. I had a bad voice.
Right.
And to this day, I say myself, like, oh, I'm not good at this.
Which I tell her all the time, she is. To be honest, she's a really good singer, but that's the thing. There's like about maybe a 20% of people that's always going to try to put you down. But then you got to do something. You got to take those 20% of people and push them over there to the side. Block them out, because more than likely you have an 80% on this side of you that's actually looking up to you, cheering you on, trying to be there for you, supporting you. So don't give up over just small negativity and small haters. Let them do that, because at the end of the day, when you get to where you want to be and you get up there, they're going to be wishing that they would have been there for you. They're going to wish that they were supportive of you, because they're going to want to try to follow along with you and, you know, just be all in your ear. But you got to prove them wrong, because that 20% is always going to be wrong as long as you keep trying.
Yeah, because the thing is, I never gave up on my dream for music. I'm still going at it. I just somehow developed the mannerisms that they showed towards me throughout middle school and high school. And I just say it to myself, oh, that was really bad. But then I put it in my brain as, oh, you're just joking to yourself. It was actually good. You're just to yourself.
Right. And so it's just like I said, please just go into whatever you feel like you want to do in life. If you feel like college is not even for you, you don't have to go.
You don't have to go
People
to college.
always, that's one thing I don't like that people do. People downsize our generation, people downsize kids in general when they say that they don't want to go to college. College is not meant for everybody, y'all. So if you don't feel like you need to go, don't go and put yourself through stress and through all that, you know, work for nothing.
You know, I think my family's really weird, because when I said I want to go to college, they were like, why don't you just go straight into working? Because my family, no one ever actually, like, went to college except for my 2 cousins and now me. So, like, they were just like, I feel like college is a waste of money and time. And I was just like, but I really want to go to college so I can do this specific thing. Because I do have to get a degree in the thing that I'm trying to do. So...
Also, with certain careers, you do need a degree. But, like I said, there's different ways you can do it. You don't always have to go to a university.
This goes back into, like, looking into what you're interested in. Like, do your research, see what you need to get this certain job. That's what I did. And I do have to get a degree in psychology and music to be able to do what I want to do.
So, guys, just, you know, do all that you can to get to where you want to be in life. That's all I'm saying. And don't let nobody stop you. And like I said, school is not meant for everybody. So you don't always have to go through that. But I do want to say, if anything, if you don't go to college, please try to at least make it through regular school. What I mean by regular school is please try to make it through high school at least. At least get your diploma, because that'll also help you. Because go ahead.
I know it'll seem hard and it'll seem like there's not much you can do and you don't know how much further you can go, how much more you can pull through. But find someone, like, internet is a good thing, but find someone who can, like, help you find ways that you can learn these certain things. Like, not everybody learns the same way. For me, I suck at this online shit. I'm better in a classroom with someone there showing me what has to be done.
I can second on that. I'm not good with teaching myself per se. I need someone to be there to explain this to me, especially more than one way if I don't understand it the first way. And I know it's hard for kids now, for you guys that have to do online school. I hate it for you guys. Because, I know a lot of people are more of a visual learner and a physical hands-on learner. So for those of you that are struggling right now, I know it's hard, but try to push through, try to get it, try to, find anybody. Like, I don't know, see if you can reach out to somebody or a friend or a family member that's really good with the subject, find a tutor, somebody that can you can talk to as well as learn. That way you can get yourself together and still be able to make it through. Okay, the next one is make better decisions, guys. It goes as far as lying and being sneaky, but it also is, I'm just saying, throughout life, try to make the best decision for yourself.
Yeah.
Don't make decisions based off on other people. Don't make decisions based off of just, random things. Make decisions based off of what you know and what you want to do.
Yeah. Make decisions based on not only what will make you happy going through life, but also what will make life less stressful for you. Like, oh yeah, I really want to go to this party, but I have 13 assignments that are due tomorrow at 8 p.m.
Really, think, guys. Don't just be like, oh, I'm just going to do it later.
Yeah.
Because you got to think. If you do it later, what's going to happen?
Yeah. Because it's not even high school students. This could be college students.
It could be even middle school students.
It could be any kind of student. And especially high school and college students. Because that is a big thing I see going on, especially at our college, people trying to
they would rather be out instead of doing work.
Yeah.
Not saying that you can't have fun, guys.
Yeah,
because you can. But like I said, please make better decisions because, like she said with the 13 assignments, that's more important than a party. Yeah. You can always go to a party another time.
You can make a party.
Right. You can make your own party. But you have to get your work done first, guys.
And another thing, don't have 13 assignments piling up.
Yeah, don't.
Manage your time. Keep stuff organized. Take 30 minutes on one assignment, and then go to another one, a little later, and make sure you give your brain time to rest. Because if you're constantly just going, on and on and on with information, it's not going to process it.
Right.
And then it's going to jumble it up with different, subjects, and that's not going to help at all.
Yeah, so, guys, try to make better decisions for yourself. Make sure you're not putting yourself in predicaments and causing yourself stress because, you're making decisions that you really know you shouldn't be making. And also, guys, don't be afraid to double take. Please don't when it comes to making decisions because it is okay to say no to certain decisions that you're making and it's okay to change your mind because a lot of people, they do let other people change their mind on what they decided to do. Like she said, with work, you have friends that'll tell you, oh, girl, you can just do it later, even though you already set your mind on, hey, I'm going to do these assignments, and then I'll worry about that later. Don't let them change your mind on your decision. Whatever decisions you make for yourself, do it. Yeah, stand on it. Don't let anybody change your decisions. Because whatever your decision is always the best decision for you. Because not everybody has best intentions for you, but yourself.
And not everyone's going to have the same, decision-making process. The person who's telling you, oh, yeah, you can do it later, they might have a different way of doing stuff, so.
Yeah. And then they might not be able to help you, so. Yeah. The next one is, don't be a bully, guys.
Oh, God.
Because this is a problem throughout any generation when it comes to kids. You guys bully people's kids and y'all don't understand the outcomes. Y'all don't understand what y'all do to people when you bully them. Because, like I said in the beginning with being grateful, you gotta understand, some people's kids go through way more than you have ever known. Some people's kids deal with things on a daily that you don't know about. There's a lot of things going on in other people's kids' lives that you don't know about. So the fact that you're bullying them, you can be the cause of something happening to them. You can be the cause of them doing anything to themselves or to anybody. You could be the cause that they can come into school the next day and probably hurt another student because of your words or because of what you've done to them. So guys, being a bully is never good. There's no good outcome with being a bully at all.
And there's no good reason for being bullied.
No, because for one, you lose friends when you become a bully. Because people don't like when you treat other people less than they really are. That's not cool, y'all. People don't like when you sit here and tolerate being a bully. Like, that's cool. Like, that's just not a thing. Like, being a bully is not any type of cool. You don't get no cool points. Being disrespectful to a person for no reason, pushing them around, trying to fight them, calling out their names, picking on their clothes, their shoes. You don't know what this child is going through, y'all. So please, don't bully other people's kids. Don't bully adults either. Because, look, just as much as you can hurt a child, you can hurt an adult's feelings too.
Yeah.
Because you don't know what they're going through.
Yeah, and I see this a lot, especially, like, during, like, on social media. And you see that a lot. And, like, most of the people who are, like, attacking, like, people who are, like, I want to say, like, age between, like, 21 and, like, 30.
Yeah.
It's, like, a bunch of 15 or, like, 12-year-olds just going at them with words, first off, y'all probably shouldn't know.
Right, that y'all shouldn't even be using, but you're using them.
And I'm just like, what the fuck is wrong with you? Like, why do you take one person and target them and constantly try to tear them down?
Especially when you guys don't even know the full story. Don't butt in anybody's business, especially if you don't know what's going on, guys. I know sometimes it can be hard because you want to put your input and your opinion in, but everything doesn't need your opinion, guys, because you don't know what's going on. You don't know the full story. You don't know what happened. So all this judgmental stuff, y'all have to stop that. Because y'all gotta understand, whether somebody's poor or filthy rich, that's a way of life. They don't choose how they grow up. They don't choose who they become.
And if they come to become either like, well, if they become like either famous or rich, it's because they fucking worked for it.
Yeah, they worked hard for it. Don't take that for granted, guys, because some of y'all think it's just so easy in the music business. It's so easy as a fashion model. It's so easy as an artist. You gotta understand, these people worked hard to get this money and to be where they are in life right now. It's not that it was just given to them. It was just thrown in their hands. No.
Yeah, because I have a cousin. Do you know Lisa? I have a cousin, and she works as a security guard in Atlanta for, like, the film industry. And she says they have 13-hour shifts when they're filming, retaking clips. And it's nonstop. They maybe get, like, 3 30-minute breaks, and that's it. And they just go on and on and on working.
Yeah, and that's why I say y'all can't take that stuff for granted and just be like, oh, they should be fine. Just because they have money and fame does not mean they're okay. Does not mean that everything's all holly jolly for them. You don't know what goes on in their lives behind those screens, behind that movie that they just shot, behind that music video that they just did. You don't know what they feel after that.
Yeah.
Because there's a lot of celebrities, they may not say it, but they go through a lot of pain in this industry because certain things they can't do, certain things they can't say. It's just like their life is not normal anymore.
Yeah.
They can't be a regular person because everything that they say, everything that they do gets judged, get posted, get watched. So it's just like, don't sit here and be like, oh, well, they should be fine because that's just their life. They rich and all that. They should be good. No. That doesn't mean they're okay. You don't ever know what somebody could be feeling, regardless to if they're rich or poor or in the middle. You don't know. Everybody struggles in life, whether they're famous or not.
Yeah.
So, guys, just don't be a bully. And as far as this whole internet stuff goes, guys, don't be an internet bully either. Because just because you say something over the screen doesn't change anything. Just because you didn't say it in person doesn't mean it doesn't affect them just as bad. being an internet bully is not good either, because for one, it's not good either, because for one, it's actually kind of illegal for you to do that, because depending on what you say, it's illegal, because
If
certain
anything-
information that you use or that you say can be illegal.
Yeah.
And so it's just like, just don't do it.
Yeah.
Being an internet bully is not fun. It's not cute. It's not cool. Being a bully in general is just not. That's not what's up.
No.
Next one is, don't take life for granted. We already basically put a topic on that one. So we're going to go to the next one. Try to stay calm, guys.
Oh, yeah.
When we say try to stay calm, we're saying when it comes to certain situations that you're in, please don't spaz out so quickly, because you can turn a situation from little to big real quick.
Yeah. Like, it doesn't even have to be fights. It could be, like, an emergency. Like, for example, when my mom went to the hospital, because I was going to pick her up from work, and I drive into her parking lot and I see an ambulance outside, and I was confused because I had no idea what was going on. And then maybe not even 3 minutes later, they come out, and my mom's the one going into the ambulance. So I was just confused. And her boss came out and was just like, follow the ambulance. I forgot what else she said. But I was just like, okay. And I had my brothers in the car, so I didn't want them freaking out about it. So I was just like, okay. And I drove after her, and I called my grandma, because I didn't have my mom's insurance card, and I didn't know where she kept it. So my grandma had a spare one.
Right.
So I was just like, hey, can you meet me at Emory? Mom's going to the hospital. So I think I stayed pretty calm. I mean, my hands were fucking shaking, but...
Like, basically what we're saying is, in certain situations, even like that, try to stay calm, because then, too, you can make a big deal out of something that's not even worth making a big deal out of, you know? And you could did something or harmed yourself because you're doing too much, you know, panicking or getting upset about a situation that's really not even,
and
you know,
getting your stress levels up. And then with your stress levels up, you're making everyone around you get really stressed and agitated and frustrated, and it's just not a good thing.
Okay, next one is...
Never say the one?
I don't know. Okay, be careful.
I hate you? Is that what you were trying to say?
I don't know. Be careful what you say, guys. That goes into internet bullying. That goes into the way you talk to your parents and all of that, just like we said. So the next one is love your siblings, guys.
Yes.
Love your siblings, because like we said before, you never know when it's that person's time to go. Love your siblings. I understand sometimes they can be annoying. God knows I know. But love your siblings, because sometimes your siblings are there because they love you so much, they look up to you, or they just want to be around you sometimes, you know? It's not their fault sometimes that they're being annoying, because sometimes kids don't realize when they're being annoying. Yeah. So, like, love on your siblings, whether they're younger or older, guys. Just try to, you know, build a bond with your siblings and stuff, because you never know who may leave this earth first, okay? And also, your siblings is kind of like all that you have when your parents are no longer here, guys. So try to make a bond with them.
I have a feeling like your siblings are the only ones that can kind of understand you, because they grew up in the same environment as you, and they have an idea of like what might be going on in your head. Like, they don't know everything, because you do have a life outside of home, but they are probably the closest things you have to like an understanding.
Right, and they can probably help you with a lot of situations. You just never know.
Depending on how old they are.
Yes.
Honestly, if they're like 5, then you're probably not going to get much help.
Right. But the last one would be never be afraid to ask for help, guys. Yeah. Always just be willing to ask for help. I know sometimes you just like, I could do it by myself. It's okay. I'm fine. But never be afraid to ask for help, y'all.
Yeah.
being helped is not a bad thing. I know
not.
sometimes people be like, well, if I ask for help, I'm helpless. I can't do it myself. That's not true, y'all. You can do stuff yourself, but sometimes you do just need that extra boost, that extra help. You know?
Because you're not going to be able to do everything by yourself.
Right.
And what I've learned is that when I ask for help, it teaches me how to do certain things too. Like, if I don't know how to do something at first and I ask about it and they show me how to do it, then
you could do it on your own.
Yeah.
Later.
And it helps you grow.
Yeah. It gives you that growth and that learning experience. So, guys, don't be afraid to ask for help.
Yeah.
All right. And now for the parents, it is y'all's turn. So, I really hope y'all watch this video and listen to these points, okay? Number 1, parents, listen to your children.
Yes.
Please. Because I know that sometimes y'all don't feel like being bothered or, you're tired and all that. But sometimes you just have to be willing to listen to them. Because sometimes they could be telling you something that's really important that you need to know. Or something that can save a life or save your life. You never know. Don't ignore your children. Don't push them away because there's some really important things that they have to notify you of, that they need to tell you. So please, guys, make sure you listen to your children.
Yeah.
Because sometimes you really need to hear what they are saying.
Yeah, and I think a lot of it...
I wish they would shut up so we can... God, this is important.
Yeah, okay. Well, I forgot what I was going to say. Oh, I think another thing is that parents, I think they like to seem to keep their children at a younger age than they actually are. So their mindset is back to where their kid was 7 or 10, and when they wanted to talk to their parent, it was about a subject at school and oh, mom or dad, I did this, or you want to watch me do this? It's so cool. But once you get older, it's there are certain subjects that come up in life that they seriously need to talk about.
Yeah, but not even just that. Not even saying at older ages, because generation now.
Oh yeah, it starts
kids
a lot younger.
Need to talk to their parents because there's important information that you guys need to understand about them and about what's going on around them and who they're around, because they're trying to give you signs and answers to certain things that you may need to know later. So guys, please listen to your children.
Yeah.
Also, number 2 would be talk to your children.
Yes.
Don't push away topics that you need to talk to your children about. Please. Because the more you hide them from stuff, the more you take them away from the stuff that they need to know, the less they know, and the more they put themselves in situations that they shouldn't.
Yeah. Because they don't know about the situations that they can put themselves into because you hide that information from them.
And you just be you keep pushing it to the side because parents have this thing where, oh, they're not old enough.
Yeah.
You gotta understand, this world, it doesn't matter how old you are.
Yeah, people don't care how old a child is, when they're trying to do something that is not good for them.
Right. People don't care if your child is only 5 or 2. They don't care. When your child is able to understand you and be able to, put words into what you're saying and give them that ability to be able to be hey, you know what, Mom, that sounds right. You need to take your time out and be okay, we need to talk about this and that and this, because things happen no matter how old these kids are.
And you don't have to do it in a grown-up conversation way. You can put it in a way a child thinks. Because there's a lot of kiddie songs that warn against certain things. My mom, I can't remember what the song was, but my mom used to put on a song about stranger danger and avoid the ice cream man.
Yeah,
like
stuff like that. Because, see, that can also help. Because that's another thing that parents do. Parents say, they be like, oh, well, I can't tell my child this because they won't understand. There's plenty of ways that you can tell a child something without physically telling them in a mean way or in a grown-up way. You can tell kids things that they should know.
Yeah.
Because it's important that they know this.
Yeah.
It's important that they know all kinds of situations in this world, especially right now.
And how to get out of them.
Yes. The next one is check on them.
Yes.
Make sure your children are okay, because there's a lot of people out here that are dealing with certain things and that are going through things that they think they can't speak on, that they think they can't talk about.
Mm-hmm.
And like they feel like if you don't check on them, then they won't talk about it.
Yeah.
So sometimes you have to go to them instead of them always coming to you.
Yeah. Because if you're not willing to take the time out, if you're not willing to take the time out to check on them and make sure that they're okay, they're just gonna think that even if they come to you about situations, you're not gonna care.
Right.
They're gonna think that you're not gonna be there because you haven't tried.
Yeah, that's the thing too. That's the thing parents gotta understand. Kids are not always gonna come to you. Sometimes you have to go to them because, like she said, if you don't check on them every now and then without them having to come to you, they're gonna think you don't care. They're gonna think you don't want to be there. They're gonna think that, oh well, if I tell her, it's not like she's gonna, care anyway. Or they're gonna feel like, well, if I tell her, she ain't gonna do nothing but yell at me. She's not really gonna want to talk about it. She's gonna ignore me, So just make sure you check on them yourself sometimes. Make sure they're all right. Like, even if they say they're fine, just still check on them from time to time.
Yeah.
Just to make sure. Because kids go through things all by themselves without saying anything. And bad things happen to them because they feel like they're alone. And you shouldn't want your child to feel like they're alone. Because you never know. And from many experiences throughout this world, you should want to check on your kids, because people have lost their children due to the fact that they have no idea what's going on. They're not checking on their kids. They're not talking to their kids. So please check on your kids every now and then just to make sure they're okay.
Mm-hmm.
Let them know that you love them, that you're still there for them. Mm-hmm. Let them know that you're actually here to talk to them.
Yeah.
Another thing is, don't push their problems away. Because don't push their problems to the side.
Yeah.
Because like I said, they're going to feel like you just don't care about them.
Mm-hmm.
They're going to feel like it's not worth it. They're just going to think all of these bad thoughts when it comes to you as a parent. And you don't want that.
Yeah.
You want your kids to be able to come to you.
Mm-hmm.
Like, pushing kids' problems away sometimes can be a really, really tragic situation, because it's like you may not think that specific issue is a really big deal, but you gotta understand.
For them,
for
them, because it is the issue that they are dealing with
at hand.
It is the biggest thing for them at that moment. So you brushing it aside as if it's not important,
it can cause
makes them think that to you they are not important.
Yeah, it causes many bad thoughts and many bad situations because you're not there. You're pushing their problems to the side and making them feel like their problems don't matter is just not okay, because it's just like, what doesn't matter to you or what doesn't feel like it's serious to you, it's serious to them.
Yeah.
Everybody doesn't take things the way you do. So you got to understand, okay, yeah, you're a parent, and so you're probably like, oh, well, I dealt with this before. It's not that bad, but you got to understand, once before you thought it wasn't that bad, when you were a kid, you got to think about it. I'm pretty sure you thought it was the worst thing in your life, too.
Yeah.
So you got to talk to them.
Yeah, because at that moment, the problem they're dealing with, they could be terrified because they have no idea what's going on, or they have no idea what's going to happen.
Mm-hmm. Or what to do.
Yeah. And
yeah, so it's not really much you can just tie into that, but just please don't push them away. Like, it's just not simple. Mm-hmm. It's not that simple. Okay, the next one is, parents, please please stop telling your kids business.
Yeah.
Not everybody needs to know what happened to them, what they did, what they said, because you don't understand. It's bad enough that you're criticizing them, but the fact that you're going and telling what happened to this person and that person and that person, these people are also criticizing your child as well as you are.
Mm-hmm.
And that's not okay, because then not only are you hurting their feelings, but all of these other people are hurting their feelings too. And you're putting them in these headspaces where they just feel like, oh, I'm just a bad child. I'm the worst person in the world. I don't want to be here anymore. I feel like I just don't matter. Stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just like, it's not cool. You don't want your child out here telling your business, so why do it to them?
Yeah. The only time or reason you should say anything about your child to anyone else is if you're contacting a therapist because you think your child is in danger of harming themselves or someone else, and the police if something happened.
Yeah, in general, just if you're not helping them, don't tell their business. Please don't. Because it's not okay. It's not cool. You're hurting them by doing that. I know sometimes parents, y'all may think, oh, well, I'm just helping them. No, you're not.
If you're not helping with the safety and the well-being of your child,
Then
you
don't
are
do
doing
it.
nothing but harming them by
Yes.
telling their information to someone else.
You're really hurting their feelings. You're putting them in bad headspaces. You're causing them to do situations that they shouldn't be in. You're causing them to just do what you wouldn't expect them to do because you're doing stuff to hurt their feelings. I know sometimes parents, y'all may not think, oh, we're not doing anything to them by telling so-and-so this and so-and-so that, but you are.
Yeah. And there are some instances, like, even if it's a good thing, there are some instances where the child doesn't want
It to
that
be
stuff.
told, yeah.
Yeah. Like,
Sometimes
they
kids want to tell themselves.
They want to share it themselves, and they don't want other people ruining that moment for them by going off and doing it before they get the chance to.
At least when it comes to something exciting, if they tell you first, at least ask them, do they want it to be told?
Yeah, like an accomplishment. Like, say your child has a solo or something, and they want to, like, go and tell their friends or their family members, and they told you first, don't just spread it out. Like, what if they wanted it to be a surprise for everyone else? Like,
just like either way, vice versa in a situation, the same way you don't want your kids to tell your business, whether it's good or bad, don't do it to them. It's not okay. Because I do know there's a lot of parents out here that have fussed at their kids like, don't tell nobody my business because they don't need to know, da-da-da-da. But you gotta understand, it's the same way for us.
yeah.
Don't tell our business because everybody doesn't need to know what's going on in our lives either.
Yeah, because my grandma does that a lot. Like, she's like, oh, don't post certain things on, like,
social media and all that,
because my boss follows you. But then she goes to work and talks to her boss about certain things that I
shouldn't have been told, yeah.
Like, my life doesn't have anything to do with your boss, so don't tell her anything.
Right.
Like,
exactly. Another thing is open with your children. Be more open, guys. Like,
talk more about issues that you wouldn't be comfortable about, because if you aren't willing to talk about it, then your kids
won't be
not going to be willing to talk about it.
And then also when I say be more open, it's like, don't hide things from your kids, guys. Because certain things that you hide from your kids that they should know, you can really hurt them by not telling them. Especially if they have to find out themselves.
Yeah, or through someone else.
Yeah. So if it's something that's serious or important or something, please make sure you talk to your kids about it. Don't hide it from them. Because like I said before, certain information needs to be told to them. They have to know. Whether you feel like they're too young or they won't understand, talk to your kids, please.
Yeah.
Another thing is be free-minded. What I mean by free-minded is don't make every decision so hard for yourself or for your kids.
Yeah.
Like, for instance, like when kids want to go out and stuff, don't be so hard on them. Especially if they're kids that, you know, that are really good kids. They do their work, they're respectful and stuff. Don't be so hard on them, because at the end of the day, when you do kids like that, you got to know something. You cause them to become reckless. You cause them to do things that they shouldn't do because you didn't really think about it. When you keep your kids from doing so much in life, it makes them rebel. It makes them go against what you said.
Yeah.
Because you don't allow them to be free.
Yeah, because we understand, like, as kids, we understand that there are certain things that shouldn't be done. But, like, when you stop us from doing, like, the simplest of things, hanging out with our friend on a Saturday, when we have our assignments done just because.
Right. Like, when you don't have a reason and you just say no just because, like, you just causing your child to be rebellious. And I'm not saying that they should be rebellious, because they shouldn't.
No.
But at the end of the day, I'm just giving you tips on reasons why they become rebellious with you guys.
Because my cousin is a great example for this, because she works her butt off. She does her assignments in school. She does softball. She works her butt off in that. And she cleans a lot. But her mom doesn't let her do anything. And she gives literally no reason at all for why she can't do these certain things.
Yeah, and we're not just saying that parents just say no for no reason or whatever. No, we know that sometimes you say no because of safety reasons or because of certain things that haven't been done yet or whatever. That's understandable. But we're saying for those of you that just say no just for no reason at all, or just say no just to say no, or don't even think twice about it, try to just not be so tight on them. Like, loosen up a little bit. Let them have some type of freedom, because when you give kids some type of freedom, it gives them the opportunity to learn, to grow, and then they also can come back to you on that experience that they had. It'll give them a chance to talk to you.
And another thing is like, I had this issue growing up, is I couldn't do much because, like, we didn't have money. Like, so if you're saying no because you have money issues, be clear about that. Be like,
let them know why.
Let them know why. Don't just say no and not give them the reason. Just be like, I'm sorry, I can't afford that right now. So if you can find a way to do something else that isn't as cost effective.
Like, be real with your kids, because like I said, when you don't explain something to them, they make up their own reasons. They make up their own decisions on what to do, what not to do, and stuff like that. So just be more real and more open with your kids. Next one is, excuse me, I'm sorry. Understand your kids and are not you. Yeah. Understand your kids are not you. Whoa. Okay. But understand your kids are not you. What I mean by that is, understand that every child is a different person. Every child has their own personality. Every child does something different. Every child is a different person. None of them are just like you. None of them will ever be you. There can only be one you. Because there's a lot of parents out here that tell their kids, I don't want you to end up just like me, or you're acting just like me. Don't do that to them. Because although they may have made the same mistakes as you, or although they may have done something similar to you, they're still not you, guys. They basically are just, learning and growing. So yes, okay, if they make the same mistakes as you, don't put it out there like that. You're just gonna be just like me. Don't do that.
Also, don't make standards for what you want your child to be.
Let them have their own.
Yeah, because don't try to put your child on a pedestal comparing it to where you were. Like, they have different backgrounds. They have different, ways that they're being raised, because you're not raising them like your mother or your father would.
Right. And with that being said, stop telling your kids, well, if my mama was here, my dad was here, you would get a whooping, da-da-da-da. Stop doing that. Because at the end of the day, you're telling them what your parents were going to do, but what are you going to do? And what your parents did to you does not matter. Because guess what? That's not their parents. You're their parent. So the fact that you're telling them, oh, my dad would have did this and my mom would have did this,
They're
what does that even
not
mean?
their mom or dad.
Right.
Like, you telling them that your mom would have done this or your dad would have done this makes it seem as if you're not their parent.
Right.
And you're trying to tell them that if their actual parent was here, they would do this to them.
Right. That's what it seems like.
You're just associating them from you as a parent and child.
Yeah, and that's not okay. It's just like, okay, your parents would have done that. What does that mean? To the child, is just like, in their head, like we said, they're thinking, well, you're my parent, not them. So what does that do? At the end of the day, you need to go for what you would do. Stop telling them what somebody else would have done. Because what somebody else would have done does not matter. So just don't do that to your kids, guys. Because it doesn't help. Also, don't overreact. Just like we told on the kids' side about being calm. Some situations when it comes to your kids does not cause for such a terrible reaction.
Yeah.
Because I understand sometimes certain things that your child tells you, you may not have want to hear or see them do, but sometimes overreacting does not help the situation. Because it's just like, in their head, it's like they're coming to you thinking, okay, well, I know my mom probably won't judge me. I probably can tell her this. Or you keep scooting out of the camera.
I'm sorry.
But they're probably like, I know that they won't judge me. I probably can go to my mom and tell her this. And, she'll, understand. But then when they go to you and they tell you, you start yelling and screaming and just doing the most. And it's just like, that child does not know how to take that because they thought that they could come to you. They thought that they could talk to you.
Yeah, they thought that they could trust you not to
do what everybody else would have done.
Yeah. Because they love you and they trust you. And when you start doing, like, that kind of thing where you overreact to a certain topic or, like, you just react so bad, they start to lose faith in that relationship that they had with you.
Like, really, you're all your child has throughout life in general. Even if they do have friends, you're the only person initially that they can really trust for real.
Like, you're the only person that they should be able to trust.
More than anybody.
That they should be able to go to when they don't feel safe with either themselves or another person. They should be able to trust you
out of all people. So try not to overreact so much. Another one is, don't ask rhetorical questions. Why I say that is because parents, when you guys get upset and stuff, y'all are so quick to yell at your child and be like, so what were you doing? And when they answer you, you're just like, oh, shut up. I didn't ask you to say that. Da-da-da-da. And it's just like, but you just asked me, what did I do?
Yeah.
So it's like, you're confusing your child and you're also making them upset at the same time because it's just like, they don't know what to do because one minute you're asking them a question and then when they start answering it, you're yelling at them. Allow your children to respond before you just snap at them or just, go left. Allow them to talk first. Like, if you ask them a question, ask them as if you want an answer. Don't ask them and then just, stop them and cut them off from saying what they're saying.
Yeah, no, because I used to get very frustrated when my grandmother would do this. Because she would get, like, really upset with me. And she usually didn't have, like, a reason to be upset with me. Like, I was a good child.
Yeah.
But, like, she would get really upset with me and she would start yelling. And then she would ask something. And I don't remember what she would ask. And there were two things I would do. I would either not answer because I was scared. It was like one of those moments where like
the rhetorical question hits. Yeah.
Or I would answer it truthfully and she would just be like, shut up, I wasn't asking you to talk. I'm talking right now.
And that's the problem.
And
it's just like parents do that a lot. They just be like, I'm talking, don't overtalk me. But it's just like, you just asked me a question. So what am I supposed to do? It's not that we're over talking you. It's not that we're talking back, but it's just the fact that you asked us a question. That's a normal thing in life. If somebody asks you a question, you answer.
Yeah, and I think that comes along with, like, parents seem to like to make up that their children have an attitude.
Yes, that's also another thing, guys, because I deal with this a lot. when it comes to your kids answering and saying certain stuff, sometimes they don't mean it in the way that you thought they did.
Yeah.
Or they didn't try to say it how you heard it. Because sometimes parents will be like, well, oh, so you got an attitude now? And then when the child be like, no, I don't have an attitude. Then you like, well, you just said this, that, and the third. But that doesn't mean they have an attitude, guys. And don't force an attitude upon your children. Because parents have a problem with doing that too. Well, yes, you do have an attitude. If your child says they don't have an attitude, obviously they don't. Because if they did,
they don't, or they don't actually recognize that they have it.
And so if they're telling you they don't, and they told you more than once, don't keep pushing it. Because when you do that, you cause the child to have an attitude.
They react in that way because you are pushing them.
They start to get an attitude.
Because me, I'm normally a very calm person. I don't really like go off on people, and I don't really get attitudes like that. If someone's like arguing with me, I try to stay calm in that situation. And I don't know what it is. Is it like because I'm calm, or is it just like the way I talk that makes it seem like I sound?
Yeah, that's the thing. It's just like I said, like your child may not mean to say it like that, or they may not, have heard themselves say it like that, but you guys did. And so don't just full-fledged and just go off and just be like, well, you just said you yelling at me now. Don't do that, because your kids are gonna be like, wait, I did what? And then it's going to be like, oh, so you're talking back. But they're not talking back. They're just trying to defend themselves because they don't feel like they did that to you.
Yeah. And going by experience, confusion breeds into frustration. And that leads on to
an attitude.
Full-on fighting with parents.
Yeah. And it's just like, because parents have that place where they just be like, well, yes, you do, and no. And they be like, no, I don't. And then, yes, you do. And when you keep forcing and forcing and forcing, then your child's just like, you know what? Now I have attitude because you just sat here and forced me to have attitude when I told you I didn't. So it's just like, you just gotta be careful how you handle a situation, as well as your children. They gotta be careful how they talk to you guys. And you got to be careful how you react to a situation. Another thing would be, don't tell them what to do with their money. That is really important, guys, because throughout kids' lives, parents always, and I know you've all said it, when you get your own money, you can buy this. When you get your own money, you can buy that. Do you have McDonald's money? Do you have money for this? Do you have money for that? And so when they go out and get a job and make that money for themselves,
don't tell them that they can't use it on something that they want, because they went and made that money like you told them to do.
Don't take that ability from them, because it's just like at the end of the day, their whole lives, all you ever did was tell them, when you make your money, you can do what you want with it. When you do this and you do that, you can buy this and you can buy that. But then when they get it, you take that ability away from them, because you're like, well, you don't need to spend your money on that, and you don't need to do this. Don't do that.
Because then that makes them think that what you say, you don't actually mean.
Yeah. They think
and
that
they're not going to respect the things that you say, because
they're going to think
you said something and then you took it back when they actually went and did the thing that you said.
Right. They're going to think you're a liar. And then just like you don't want them to lie to you, they're going to feel like you lied to them. And it's not fair, because it's just like, how can you tell them to do something and then tell them what they can't do with it? I understand sometimes you guys want to help them manage their money. There's a difference from teaching your child how to manage and teaching your child, hey, you just can't do what you want to do with your money. That's not okay. Helping them manage is not a problem. I mean, if they want something at the moment and you feel like they shouldn't spend their money on it, don't tell them, hey, no, don't get that. Just be like, well, do you really think you should buy that? Because, you can always save it. And
do you actually, need this thing that you're
right
trying
now,
to get? Or do you think you can save your money for later on time?
Because then maybe you can get something more, or you can get something better that you want, you know?
Or something will come along, later on that you really want, but because you bought this one
you
thing,
can't have what you want. Yeah. That's helping a child manage their money. Not yelling at them or telling them
also,
you can't get this or you can't buy
money.
Do
not take their money.
Don't take their kids' money from them, guys. Because at the end of the day,
it's
just like they worked hard for it. And there's no reason that you should be taking money from your kids, guys. Especially when you're working and doing what you're supposed to do to be able to help and provide for them. don't take from them, guys. That's just not cool.
And don't use the excuse, oh, I raised you and I bought this and this for you when you were little.
Right.
Like,
that's not an excuse at all to take their money.
Like,
because later on
they're
in life,
little. They can't be expected to provide for themselves when they're like children.
Right. Because later on in life, you never know. They might actually want to do something for you. They might give you money that they do have. But if you take from them, they're not going to want to help you or do anything for you. Another thing is give your children personal space.
Yeah. Like, it's good to check in on them every now and then to see how they're doing, but don't smother them with your presence. Don't always, like, hang around them.
Or leaning over them, worried about what they're doing, sneaking and being in their room, going through their stuff. Give them personal space, because sometimes kids just need that open ability. Because they're so used to being around people every day, whether it's at school, work, anywhere. Sometimes they just need that space to themselves.
Yeah. And please don't just, like, go into their personal business. Like, they have things that they don't want people knowing. Like, you have things you don't want people knowing. Like, say someone has a journal and they write about something. That is their personal business. That is something that is
personal to them,
important to them, and they didn't give anyone permission to look at that.
And don't use the excuse, well, it's my house so I can go through this stuff. No, that's not cool. I understand it's your house, but you gotta understand, not everything is meant for you to know about. Not everything is meant for you to read. This is personal stuff for your kids. Give them that open ability to themselves when they have nobody else or they feel like they can't tell you about the situation.
Yeah.
Give them that privacy because they need it. Just like you need privacy to do what you do, give them that privacy to do what they do.
Yeah.
Another thing is stop treating your oldest kids like babies. Don't treat your oldest kids like babies because you have to give them that space and that time to learn and grow.
Mm-hmm.
Keeping them in so much and trying to treat them like little kids does not help them grow, does not help them do anything in life.
Mm-mm.
Stop babying your kids because sometimes they need to be put out there to be able to see what they want to do in life.
Yeah, they have to have the opportunity to make decisions for themselves so they can grow and learn what is okay and what is not okay.
Because if you spoon feed them along the way, they'll never learn anything. And they'll get out in the world and make so many bad mistakes for themselves.
Yeah, and like, it doesn't even have to be like right away. It could be like giving them options on what they can do, like every now and then, like starting when they're like, I would say 13 or 14 is a good age.
Yeah.
Like, let them choose what they want to do. Like, it doesn't even have to be something big. It could be like between, hey, do you want to go roller skating or bowling and something like that. And it gets them to grow more into like the decision making process.
Yeah, give them opportunities to do things. Give them opportunities to choose and see what they want to do in life.
Mm-hmm. It also helps them figure out what they like too.
Mm-hmm. Like what they like and what they dislike. You know, everything you shouldn't shun them from because guess what? When they actually do it, they might actually figure out for themselves, hey, I really shouldn't even be doing this.
Yeah.
Or I don't even like this. I don't even know why I'm doing it. You know?
Because I remember the first time my mom let me choose like what I wanted to do. I think I was like maybe 12 or 13. And she was like, okay, so do you want to go to a movie with Sabri and us, or do you want to go to the party you're having at school? And I chose the party at school because I just wanted to see what it was like.
Yeah,
and
learning
I
experience.
did not like it. I sat in the corner.
Yeah, see, that's what I'm saying, learning experience.
And I figured out I do not like big social things. So I, from then on, decided not to really go to any of like the school parties.
Right.
And I just like hung out with like small groups of people.
The last thing on our list for adults would be don't accuse your kids of doing things that they didn't do.
Oh, jeez.
Don't accuse your kids of anything that you're not sure that they did. Because the thing about it is, sometimes your kids are really being truthful with you. And sometimes your kids really want you to understand that they're not lying to you.
Yeah.
And parents have a really bad thing with telling your kids what they did when they know they didn't do it. Like, don't accuse your child of, oh, for instance, especially if you have more than one child and somebody did, like, I don't know, broke the table. And
geez.
then
Are you
and
my house as an example?
no. And so somebody probably like broke the table or whatever, and then the first person you assume it is probably like your youngest, and you just go to them, well, why'd you break my table? Da 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 da, and they're just like, I didn't break your table, and you're just like, yes, you did, but how do you know they did it? You didn't ask them. You just accused them of doing it.
Yeah.
Or, for instance, you go and ask all your kids except for the one child that everybody blamed. That's not cool. Because they probably didn't do it. They just blamed it on them because that's who they thought you would be probably most easy on.
Mm-hmm.
And that's not cool. Mm-hmm. Like, don't accuse your kids unless you're sure that they did this. Mm-hmm. Like, anybody could lie on your kids and say that they did something that they didn't do. And you can put them on punishment and all that and do anything to hurt their feelings or whatever about a situation, and then at the end of the day you're gonna feel bad because you didn't take the time out to actually think and actually go through the process of trying to figure out if they actually did it or not. Mm-hmm. So it's just like you could put them in a bad space when you accuse them of doing things that they know they didn't do or that they didn't deserve to be accused for. Mm-hmm. So just make sure you ask before you accuse, is what I'm saying.
Yeah.
And that goes for anybody as well. That goes for kids too. Make sure, like, you ask anybody, friends and all. Don't just accuse them of doing something because you heard it or somebody told you. Like, make sure before you just go left on somebody or accuse them of doing something that they didn't do. Uh-huh.
I'm sorry, I'm tired.
So, all in all, guys, just make sure that you keep an open mind on everything that we said today, because it's very important that you all know what's going on in life, that you all know what's going on with one another, you keep each other safe, and just be careful out here, guys. Be very mindful, and just make sure that you keep an open mind with a lot of things that you do. Yeah. So, without further ado, guys, this is the end of this video. I hope you guys really took the time out to listen to us and understand what we're saying. Don't take anything that we said for granted, or don't take anything we said the wrong way, because we just doing this just to help you guys to better understand. That's all this was for.
Yeah.
So at the end of the day, we love you guys, and you remember, you all are very beautiful and amazing people. Thank you guys for subscribing to me. Keep subscribing. Make sure you hit that notification bell, and make sure you like this video. And we are out. Peace.